days off. She's passed
We're
across the
live.
rainbow. She's only been on YouTube
It's
with her.
Friday.
Sorry, she's only had her own
Happy
channel.
Friday to you
Quote me if
guys.
I'm wrong, Jazz Honey. 7 months
And
and she's already got her
it's 1
1,000. It
o'clock.
took me 2 years.
Just about 1
A little
o'clock.
less than 2 years, but
Um,
congratulations to
we are live
Jazz.
streaming,
She's
and right
on
now
the
we're live
thousand. She
streaming
actually crossed the
Mayhem and
1,000.
Miracles.
So congratulations
Masha.
to you, sweetheart.
Um, I made
Well
some
done,
really,
well
really
done, well
wonderful
done. You
connections
are rocking it, girl.
um, on Mayhem and Miracles,
Hello, Burpees. Hi, Maj.
which is
Really appreciate you stopping by the live
pretty
stream.
awesome.
You're very welcome. Sometimes I don't always talk, guys, when I'm in your stream because I could be cooking or it's late.
And I'm listening to my
Paris,
cat.
our soul, sometimes he's on late night time. So I'll say, hey, hi, let them know I'm there. And I'm just basically laying in bed and listening, right? So, yeah, I try to get to everybody. Thank you, Poker
Listen,
Frosty. That's great.
listening in.
Poker says, happy birthday, Amy. Hey, SW. Hello. I just announced that you will be live, SW.
And give me just a second, guys.
Thank you, sweetie. Yes, 7 months. Yes. So I'm just going to do a little refresher. I'm not going to say too much, but just did a great live last night on people copying people's content, right? Um, and well done, well said, well explained, Jess. You always do a great job, sweetheart. But you guys got to be mindful. You can't copy somebody's hard work or somebody's logo
And there
off
we
your
go.
channel. That is just a no. You're not allowed to do that, right? We recognize these logos. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful.
Yes, Mayhem and Miracles. It's Masha's channel, and she does metal detecting in the warmer months, and we'll do some videos of that. But also, she just chats, gets on her couch and she chats and encourages people to make connections with each other. And I've made some valuable connections, people who have helped me out considerably, people that you guys know because they come here in the live stream and they talk with us. They've become our friends. Um, it's pretty awesome. So much appreciated. If you guys want to make more friends, if you want to expand your connections, expand your presence in the YouTube world, um, she is the one to visit. I've mentioned before also the big help that I've gotten from James Skype Guide. I haven't been able to make it to his live streams in a week or so, and I regret that because he was very instrumental in helping me make some new friends on YouTube. So I got 2 birthday books. I got a gift card to Amazon, and it used to be the best thing I could get for my birthday was a gift card to Barnes & Noble, and I would go to my local Barnes & Noble all excited and dive in and do some book shopping. Now, sadly, Barnes & Noble, at least my local one that I've been going to since they opened, I believe it was in '96, is basically a toy store with some books. They've very much cut down on the books that they carry and sell. There's just for every topic where they used to be bookshelf after bookshelf, from science, literature, art, um, comparative religion, philosophy. Now, not even everything has its own section, and there's just a couple shelves instead of bookshelves, just a couple shelves on a bookshelf for some of the titles. Supposedly that might change. They have a new CEO who is changing strategies, but we'll see. So I did get gift card for Amazon, which I used for 2 books, and I'll hang them up here and I'll show it. Our friend Goldie is here, and she says, hi there, lovely people. Goldie says, that's only showing that the new generation doesn't really read. That's true. I think there's, they'd rather watch a video of someone else who has read it, describing it. As well, those who do read, a lot of people like the Kindle. I have a Kindle and I really like it, but it's not a substitute for books at all. It is, you know, some of the things that you can't readily find in a bookstore or other titles, I like it for that. Goldie says, I remember how excited I was when my daughter got into reading. Man, it's a how old was she, Goldie? It's a magical time in your life when you discover the joy and the adventure of reading. Goldie says she was 12 years old. That's awesome. You're literally diving into a different world with every book. A great novel, whatever genre that you enjoy, is just an adventure that you can get lost to. The learning more about the subjects. For me, I was an indifferent student in school. However, I always had stacks and stacks of books, and the things that I was interested in, the things that I love, I would just dive right in, and I couldn't get enough information. This is why I'm also I'm a fan of the internet. I know social media itself can, it can go either way for a lot of people, but having all this information at my fingertips, of course, you need to learn how to be discerning. Don't go down the rabbit hole just because it's on the internet. Excuse me, guys. Doesn't mean that it's true. Goldie said she read over 15 books that year. Wow. Awesome. And all of them over 300 pages. Yeah, that is absolutely awesome. I actually still keep a list of the books I read each year. And have for probably since I was a kid. So the books I got are books that I've read before. This one, and I've mentioned them here on the live streams. You'll see it backwards. This is A Kinship with All Life, and I've read this one back in the 1980s, probably again in the mid-90s, and I haven't read it since. J. Allen Boone, and it is about Freddy the Fly. Freddy the Fly is your run-of-the-mill average housefly, and J. Allen Boone befriended him. And he explains why and how, but it goes much deeper. Kinship with all life literally means how that relationship, as short as it was, houseflies don't live that long, opened up a completely new world of recognizing the kinship that we have with all of life, every aspect. We're always in communication with life. Life is always in communication with us because it's all life. It's all one thing. It's all based on vibrational patterns. So I'm looking forward to diving back into this. Maybe my next book. Right now I'm actually reading another book I bought myself for my birthday. Is fiction. It is a C.J. Box novel. C.J. Box has been writing about his main protagonist, Joe Pike. It was actually a TV series on Paramount for 2 seasons. Not a very good TV series. They never turn out to be as good as the book. At least if you've read the book, it's never going to be as good. My opinion. And I enjoy diving into fiction because it's just, for me, it's a vacation of some of the other stuff that I read. So anyway, when I'm done that book, probably tomorrow or the next day, I will either dive into this or a book that I read probably 1989, 1990. This is Zen and the Art of Archery. It is a book that came recommended from a friend of mine who was um, studying photography at the University of Baltimore, Maryland. This was recommended to him from his one of his professors to develop, I guess, what could be called a Zen mindset for taking a photograph. Taking a photograph is, we all know photography is an art, but the taking of a photo in and of itself is an art. It's a practice. I mentioned before another book that was inspired from this. I think lots of people have read it, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance by Robert Pirsig. And he talks about, Robert Pirsig was a technical writer for a period of time, and he was a technical writer in Japan. Technical writer is someone who will compose the instructions of something that needs to be assembled or put together or explained in some way. So when you read the instructions for putting together your new blender or a bike, that is what a technical writer does. And he tells the story, the difference between a technical writer, at least in the 1960s, or actually when he was doing it, the 1950s, and one in the West and one in the Japan, was pretty wide. That in the West, the instructions might read, these are the instructions of assembling your toaster oven. Please arrange all the pieces. And then it goes, take part A and insert in part AB, and take part AB and insert that in part B, whatever. Technical writing. In Japanese at the time, in Japan at the time, it was along the lines of, before assembling your toaster oven, you must first achieve peace of mind, and then it would guide you through it. So everything started from that Zen mindset. Clear everything. Be at peace. Breathe in, breathe out. Begin to assemble your toaster oven. So it correlates. Getting that Zen mind before you take a photograph. Don't let your thoughts, don't let your expectations, don't let your doubts or whatever, don't let the motion of the mind interfere with the action of taking a photo. The reason why I wanted to read this again, my friend gave it to me. I wasn't a photographer, but he knew that I was interested in Zen and thought it would be interesting, and it very much was. For me, I used it when I was studying martial arts, as well as the approach from this book, the inspiration from this book, as well as with my writing. And to this day, I take Robert Pirsig's advice when I sit down in front of my keyboards, in front of my desktop every morning to write. I enter that beginner's mind, fresh. Nothing here, nothing I wrote yesterday matters with what I'm writing right now. Doesn't even exist. I have this moment. I have the empty screen. I have my keyboards. I have my trusty single cup of coffee that I have every morning. And then I write. I've done that every single day for 25 years or so. Every day on my blog that I've been keeping it. Lately, for those who ever take a look at my channel, I've been doing quite a bit of nature shorts. Honestly, I can say nature shorts is one of my new artistic modalities. I'm going down that road. I absolutely love it. I love allowing nature to present what it wants to present me each and every morning, and being able to see it from my own unique perspective, as well as knowing there's no one else in the entire universe who's going to see this with this light, with this moment, from my perspective, from my uniqueness. So once upon, and I get to share it, which is why I consider myself immune to criticism. Um, how can you criticize something that is creation itself, that I was just lucky enough to be a participant in? It's not trying to be a perfect nature short. It's not trying, I don't even edit it. It's not trying to be anything other than what the moment presented. And that included me with my camera. I'm not separate from any of that action. So that's actually straight out of Krishna's lessons to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, that you are entitled to your actions, but not the fruit of your actions. Which means if anyone comments on the fruit of those actions, it has nothing to do with me at all. Again, you become immune to that. So our friend Brian Lane is here. Hello, Eric. Hello, everyone here. Hope you're having a great day. I am having a pretty good day. Thanks. So I highly recommend Zen and the Art of Archery, especially specifically for artists. And here's my other little news flash for everyone. You're all artists because you're in participation with God creating the life that you have. You've been given this template. You get to create what's within that template. Let's take that back a little bit. You get to co-create what's ever in that template, which means that you are in co-creation with God. You're given all of these divine gifts. You've given the gift of imagination, the gift of inspiration, the gift of nature. I was given a gift of a little camera. And most of all, the gift of curiosity. What can I see? If I put myself in the right place, what's going to be revealed to me? So, give it a shot if you want. And we got those out of the way. Book plugs, not book reviews. I don't tend to do book reviews because I only talk about the books I love. What would be the sense of me reading a book that I don't love? Doesn't mean that I haven't struggled through some books to get through, but the only reason I do that is because it has valuable information that I want to learn. Our friend Odom is here, Odom's Homestead. Odom is saying, hey, just a Yogi doing burpees in his basement. And hello to Brian. My cat is here making some noise. She just looked at me and sneezed. I guess she did not enjoy me saying noise, saying that she makes noise. So I had the opportunity to check out Odom's Homestead's strawberries. If you guys haven't visited his channel, go on over. This is an exciting time to visit Odom's Homestead. Spring. Everything's growing. If you get a chance to get outside, everything's turning green right now. My favorite time of the year. Tonight, I'm going to talk about, maybe not in the live stream that I'll do later, but separate video that I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about fractals, which I talked about the other day on a live stream at great length, actually. Fractals are the patterns of patterns of patterns, going all the way down. Found naturally in nature. That might be redundant, naturally in nature. And from everywhere from clouds to trees to a blade of grass, it's all made of these patterns. As well, our brain is a fractal pattern. So we respond instantly to when we see them, which is why we relax so much in nature. our friend Odom talked about how um, gardening was a life-changing event for him. The changes that came, um, just because nature. You see, and you know what? How can we ever think that nature was just an accident of uh, evolution? I'm not denying evolution, but how could it be an accident the way many scientists talk about when you have these self-replicating patterns in all of nature and self-replicating patterns in our brain that respond instantly, and you get, just by being out in nature, a 60% reduction in stress. No wonder that Odom underwent such a change. Being out, that reduction of stress, the production of serotonin, good stuff. Odom says, yes, love spring, fresh start. When do you start prepping your garden, Odom? Is that like in winter? Do you prep things and then you plant in spring? You plant in early spring? I know some things go in the ground actually in late winter. Brian says, Cincy Noble scroll on. No, I know some people were concerned because he seemed to be having a bad time on his live session, which I caught a little bit of just yesterday, early in the morning. He had been up all night, which is no wonder that you might get a little out of sorts if you've been up all night online publicly. That's a lot. But I hope to see him last night or this morning and haven't seen him at all. Brian says, yes, everything is coming back to life. Yeah, it is. Beautiful to see. And my absolutely love the color green. And I love how it deepens. It's just now, everything's budding, starting to turn green. And then each day, each preceding day, that green just deepens and deepens and deepens until June and July. And it's almost like you're swimming in that green. Brian says, I did some gardening a little bit so far. Good. Nothing like, again, absorbing those fractal patterns, feeling the sun on the skin, getting your hand in the soil, and knowing that you're participating in the act of life. Odom says it's beautiful. It heals your body and mind. It certainly does. It is what it is. Good morning, Eric and YouTube family. Lewis, how are you? Brian says, oh, I really don't think he did any streams yesterday, according to the times, it says. Yeah, I looked and didn't see any evidence that he's been up. What I'm hoping is he just needed a little bit of time away, then he's resting, getting inspired, and he'll be up and running. I really think doing that long live sessions can take a toll. Especially with Noble, because he gives so much of himself on his live stream. So much energy, so much love, so much care, so much creativity. You need to replenish. Definitely get out in nature, get some rest, get out in nature, meditate, pray, do some breath work. Brian says, hey to Louise. And Odom says, yes, fertilize in fall with leaf compost. Yes, greens in the fall. Okay. Brian says that he hopes it is what it is, is having a great day. Odom says, great workout is what it is. I have not seen today. Right here, I had up on one of my windows, Odom's Homestead, protect your harvest. And we had Kay Renee's garden. She was live just a little bit ago. Our friend Brian Lane has a little walk through creek and nature to strengthen soul. Brian has a great mix on his channel, from nature shorts to inspirational videos like that, and awesome workouts. It's what I mean that, you know, people often pop in on a live stream and say, you know, what's this about? Or what's your channel about? It's basically about everything that I'm interested in. And hopefully all the things that you guys are interested in, because we can talk about everything. Absolutely love when Odom talks about his garden. We talk about things that, you know, are affecting us, things that we would like to heal, all of it. And, you know, again, Brian's a great example of someone that has used all of this stuff to heal his life. And then he comes on here and he shares it. What'd you do today, Lewis? There we go. Appreciate that, Odom. Yeah, 115 total burpees, 600 plus push-ups. Awesome. Odom says they did 2 streams yesterday. You said you were re-inspired by some of the comments that you got on in Savannah, which is awesome to hear, because I know you were going through some doubt about whether you wanted to keep doing your channel, keep doing what you were doing. Man, it's really nice getting that affirmation that you've made these connections with people that you didn't even realize, and the difference that it made for people. Odom says that's putting in work every day. Lewis puts in the work, the reps, and he does it all to a killer soundtrack every single day. Hey, we were just talking about you. Noble Swirling Traveler Verga is here. Noble says, hello, lovely humans. Noble says, I'm getting ready to go live, Eric, and work out a bit. That's awesome. People have been wondering where you've been. So I mentioned yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? Discovering the art of live streaming a live stream, which can be a lot of fun. You don't have to do it for long. You have them up and running. That way you get to help with some watch hours for your friends. Very important for all of us. And you get to, as you're live streaming, you get to pop in and check out what your friends are doing. So it's support, it's fun, and it just opens things up for everyone. And then we started getting very meta with it, that, you know, what if someone is live streaming me, live streaming Noble? How far down the rabbit hole can we actually go? Noble says, have a blessed weekend, Noble. Brian says, thanks, Eric. Yeah, went for a jog, then went through walk through stream and woods to get back. Yep, I have your I have it up and ready to check out as soon as we're done the live stream. Odom says that's why my Thursday live is about healing and promoting our channels. Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to need to check that out because, one, it's everything I love talking about, healing and helping each other's channels as well. I enjoy listening to Odom, his perspective. He's helped me a ton for my channel. Giving me all the encouragement to keep me going. Very much appreciated. Unfortunately, when he does his Get It Off Your Chest Thursdays, I've been asleep. But I'm going to put it up and stream it through. Noah says, I love that we can see that you're looking at the computer screen from reflection on your glasses. Man, all my secrets are revealed. Someone else mentioned that before. I got to be careful. Brian says, yeah, I put a lot of my channels, I put a lot out on my channels. It's more about self-improvement, recovery, nature, burpees, working out, breath work, sometimes spiritual connections. Multifaceted channel. You know, if someone were to say, what's Brian Lane's channel about? My only answer would be Brian Lane. And yet, it's not exclusively about Brian Lane. None of it's put out in, any type of an arrogant fashion of this is me and this is what I do and enjoy me in all my glory. It's presented in a very humble fashion. This is me. This is what I need to do for my recovery. This is what I want to share with you. I hope you can get some inspiration from it. You got to love that humble approach. Odom says, yes, I didn't know how much people would love Get It Off Your Chest Thursday. Great feeling. Yeah, you've made these connections, Odom. Brian says, hey, Noble, hope you're having a great day. Noble says, I started doing more workouts on stream 2 days ago with 20 push-ups. Wow, 10 sit-ups, 10 burpees, burpee jumps, and 20 air squats. Great job. And that's a great thing for people to see as well. Noble's another one. What's his channel about? Noble. And again, none of it is done in any kind of arrogant fashion. It's very humble. Although, you could say, what's Noble's channel about? And I might amend that and say, it's about Noble wanting you to feel good. And what can he do to help? Noble says, thank you to Brian Lane. Odom says, when I get better at burpees, I might start posting on my other channel again. Right now, it looks like a seal out of water. I understand, Eric. I go to bed right after because I get up at 3 for work. Yeah, I'm up at about 2:30, right about that time. Generally don't wake up to an alarm. I have an alarm set. I have an alarm set for 2:40 but I never quite make it to that. One thing I find is as I've been going live in the evening longer, um, I need to take some time when I shut things down to decompress because there's a definite rush going live and talking to your friends, talking to new friends, um, being engaged in that conversation, as well as your eyes respond to the light from the computer, from the phone, which keeps you up. So you really need to take some time, decompress, do some breath work. When you're in conversation, when you're in an animated conversation, you lightly enter that fight or flight, that sympathetic nervous state. So before you go to sleep, you want to fully enter into the parasympathetic, the rest and digest. And you can do that just a few minutes of breath work, spend some time without any phone or computer on, pick up a book, even if you're not a big reader, um, pick up a scripture, spiritual book, holy book, inspirational book, but something that may not be the most exciting or you've read before or you've been reading for years. It's a great thing with any kind of scripture is or holy text. It's not meant to just be read and put aside. It's meant to be lived. You read it, you study it, you read it, you study it, and on and on and on, a lifetime. Um, so you want to be careful what your unconscious mind is doing as you lay down to go to sleep. Does it have the busyness of that entire conversation that you had online going through it? Does it have the busyness of the day? Um, are you carrying over any moods, any thoughts, any actions that have occurred through the course of the day? Let it go. Don't take it to sleep with you. Don't have it play in the unconscious mind. So even for 5 minutes or just a few lines from whatever book that you've picked, just read. Allow those words to soak in. Take them to sleep with you. And your unconscious mind, your subconscious mind, will absorb it and act it out. This is why meditation teacher Eknath Swaran would have his method of meditation was you take a passage from a holy scripture. For him, he recommended starting with the prayer of St. Francis. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there's hatred, let me sow love. This is how it begins. Because you're taking those words into your subconscious mind through the depth of meditation. And from there, you will act your life with those words. You will become an instrument of God's peace. Noble says, thank you, Brian. I appreciate you as always. Brian says, you're welcome, brother. Brian says, yeah, I was thinking of doing another channel so it doesn't seem like ADHD because I have multiple topics. What can I say is it's all helped me heal and recover pretty much everything I've shared. Yeah, I love that multifaceted approach, that there's one consistency in my channel, and that's me. And I'm everywhere, you know. It's the same with my writing. But what I try to do is it all has that spiritual, that yogic connection. Everything. Because I don't separate it in my life. Doing burpees is just as sacred as when I sit to meditate, which is just as sacred as when I do my breath work or when I do that spiritual reading before bed, or get out in nature. It's seamless. The only reason it appears different is because I'm doing it at different times. That's why I like to usually talk at the end of my burpees, tying it all together. And I see that the same from you, Brian, that it's all connected. Brian says, yeah, yeah, the mind is like an online scrolling through everything that's happened through the day. Yeah, definitely. And you don't want to take that with you. This is why we have such restless sleep sometimes, and we wake up as if we were never asleep at all, because in some ways we didn't. The mind stayed active all the way throughout. And um, yogic and Vedic philosophy, there's, and psychology as well, 4 stages of consciousness. You have our waking state, all familiar with. We have our dreaming state, we're all familiar with. Deep sleep. And then what's called Turiya, the 4th state of consciousness, which is that wakeful awareness. Um, we all experience it because that's a reality, but we don't know it or remember it because the 4th state of consciousness, nothing exists for comparison's sake. So you can't say, you know, left without experiencing the rightness of something. You can't say right without experiencing the leftness of something. In the 4th state of consciousness, there's no comparison. There's just beingness, isness. That's the silence between every thought. So we know we've been there. Otherwise, we wouldn't have that silence. We wouldn't have those moments between thoughts, those moments between words. However, with those 4 states in mind, not all of us get the opportunity to spend the time that we need in the 3rd state, that deep sleep state of consciousness, because we get stuck in that second, in the dream state, that restlessness. We need the dream state, but we need it to naturally slide into the 3rd. If we take too much of our waking state and we play it out in the subconscious mind at night, then we never get the deep sleep that we need. So our friend Mayhem and Miracles is still up. She does some monster sessions as well. She does 3 hours, 4 hours on a regular basis throughout the week. What I want to do is get over here on YouTube. And let's see if Odom is up and running yet. Or not Odom, I'm sorry, Noble. Said Odom because I do want to key up his live stream from last night and give that a playthrough. Did you guys follow Burpee Yoga Uncle at all? And his, he ended up with 1,000, it was his 4-year burpee challenge. 400 prison burpees, 1,600 push-ups. Let's see, I don't see Noble yet, but I know he's on his way. Brian says, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, my friend. Odom says, no, he's still at work. And Brian says he's going to check out Noble before he goes to work out. I see our friend UK Medic was up last night. He did a 4-hour live stream. And there's, it is what it is. I see his workout is now up. I'll be checking that out soon. I have been asked a little bit, why do I follow the gamers? And the answer is really simple, because they love what they're doing. They love the gaming. They want to share it. They want to gain an audience. And the ones who do it the best, in my opinion, are the ones that are having a conversation while they're gaming. And they welcome people in. It just, again, it reminds me of sitting around a friend's house, shooting the breeze as, you play video games or whatever. And Odom says, have a blessed weekend, everyone. Back to work. Take care, Odom. Have a good day, good rest of your day at work, as well as a weekend in the garden. Tim Freak, Freke, just put out a video. The man behind the image, number 7. Recommend following Tim Freak. He came from, sort of has a Taoist background. He's actually written quite a bit of early Christianity as well, a lot into Taoism. And then he did a deep dive into non-duality. And he's sort of emerging from the non-duality world to present a different view of consciousness. In non-duality, quite a bit is talked of the spontaneous nature of awareness, where things happening without reason or purpose. They just happen because that's how life does. Tim Freak takes more of a view of a lot of cosmologists right now. Brian Schwimm being one of them. He wrote a great book. Another one of the books I read in the early 90s that I repurchased not long ago. The Universe is a Green Dragon. We are part of the evolutionary scale of the universe itself by virtue of our awareness. We are the evolution of the universe. It's not that evolution happens and that we view it. We are that evolutionary track. It's still in process. It's actually really amazing to consider. The entire purpose of the universe is to grow and expand through us. But not just us. Also, through the lens of perception of a snake, of an ant, of a butterfly, of a hummingbird, of a tree, of a blade of grass. It's not one thing expanding. It's the universe expanding. Brian says, thanks, Odom. You too, brother. And Mocha McCarty is here. Mocha says, hello. Hello, Mocha. How are you? Brian says, hi, Mocha. Hope you're having a great day. Of course she is. She just recently saw me. Automatically makes the day great. I'm sure she's going to agree 100%. Also, it's leg day. Does it get any better than leg day? Heavy squats, lunges, and kettlebell swings. The only thing that could have made it any better was if she had thrown in burpees somewhere along the line. We were also witness to a diving cormorant. Pretty impressive. And a goose fight. It's not often you see a goose fight. And it was a brief but fairly violent fight. So, Brian, I think you'd really appreciate Tim Freak. I love people who don't get stuck in non-duality, in the concept of non-duality. It's not that a non-dual perspective is wrong, but you get stuck in it. It's saying over and over again, it's this way, it's this way, it's this way. There is no one, which denies the appearance of one. So we know from neuroscience that personality is just fluctuation of thoughts. It's not any set thing. It's thoughts upon thought upon thought upon thought. And it's illusory. Doesn't mean it's not real. And I always use my desk as an example, pounding on it, that a desk is illusory. If I disassemble, do I disassemble or do I unassemble? Seems like that would be something Mocha McCarty would know. So if I disassemble my desk, the illusion of a desk has been exposed. It's just parts. If I hide one of those parts, is it still a desk or a potential desk if it doesn't have all the parts? Or is it the potentiality of the potential of a desk? And then even when it's assembled, if I were to view the desk through a atomic microscope and see that it's actually cells and molecules and atoms and particles, and between those particles 99 point infinite number 9 emptiness, that even the solidity of the desk is an illusion. But it doesn't mean the desk isn't real. So, Mocha says, my day is good so far. Of course, Eric being the sunshine of the world, I had a really good morning. I'm going to go take photos now. I actually completely agree with Mocha. Maybe not the sunshine for all the world, but I try to be the sunshine for Mocha's world. Our friend Destiny is here. Happy Friday, Eric, and blessings to you. How are you? I'm doing well. Destiny, how are you? Mocha is on her way to take some photos. She's got some classwork to do. I took some short films this morning. Again, we saw the cormorant. The cormorant is that bird with the big wingspan that I posted. I posted this morning a run-in that I had with the great blue heron. Absolutely beautiful bird. And Destiny is saying hi to Odom. Hi to Brian. Let's see if our friend Noble is up yet. Mocha says, hope you're all having a good day. Brian says, nope, he does not see Noble yet. So, brief recap, some of the things I was talking about earlier to open up the session. Birthday books that I bought myself. My brother gave me an Amazon gift card, which of course I used to buy books. Best gift ever. Books, in my opinion. Having said that, I got the great camera from Mocha a couple weeks ago, early birthday present, and that is definitely probably top of all the gifts I've ever gotten. But I've discussed this book before, Kinship with All Life, J. Allen Boone, and his relationship with Freddy the Fly. Freddy the Fly, common housefly, with an uncommon connection to J. Allen Boone. They forged a relationship through the course of a couple of days, which had him exploring all the kinship with life, how we're in a relationship with everything, but we don't realize it. We're in a conversation with the universe, but we don't realize it. Our every thought is vibrating. We know that energy is not created or destroyed. So it's been an ongoing conversation through the course of time, since whatever it was that whispered to that singularity of energy expand, and the universe came into existence. I read this book in the 80s, again in the 90s. I lost track of it. But I mentioned it in a live stream, and I thought, you know what, I need to revisit it. Another book I read, I think in '89, Zen and the Art of Archery. which came to mind as I was using the camera that Mocha got me. And you press down on the filming button. You got to be in that mindset of release, letting everything go, exhaling, being in that perfect stillness where the magic happens, where art is created, where everything's accepted. You just let go. If I try to do a film, I'm going to mess up because I'm too involved. If I let go and let the film happen, let the magic of the universe just do its thing, which is creation, then something's going to happen. That magic's going to be carried over. I'm not saying I can do that all the time. Well, actually, what I'm saying is I can't do it. It's along the lines of, in the Tao Te Ching, there is no doer. There's no actor, just the action. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says there is no doer. You're not entitled to the fruits of your actions, just the actions themselves. That's the key to doing any type of artwork. I think you guys heard me mention, I know you have because I mention it all the time, Michelangelo being asked how he managed to carve David out of a single block of stone. And he said he didn't. David was always in the stone. He just took away everything that was not David. That's the art of non-doing. Mecca says, pancakes tomorrow? Well, tomorrow is Saturday. There's no such thing as Pancake Saturday. There's only Pancake Sunday. I believe that was probably the 11th commandment that was handed to Moses, and somehow it slipped his mind, and it never made it to the main script. Thou shalt have pancakes on Sunday. Pretty sure that's how it goes. Destiny says, I'm great, Brian. Thanks for asking. It's Friday. It is Friday. Yes, Mocha, it's Eric's birthday pancakes at Great Sage. Awesome. Oh, Mocha says not anymore. I forgot. They have Saturday and Sunday brunch. Totally forgot that they were doing that. Goldie says, hi there, Destiny. Sorry, I was busy with orders. I appreciate you having me up and running as you work today, Goldie. Thank you. So on my checklist here is I'm going to be checking out Odom's Get It Off Your Chest Thursday. Definitely want to go through that. I got to check out It Is What It Is, his burpee session for today. And I told you Tim Freak has a great video up that I'm looking forward to diving in. Destiny says to Mocha, I am having a great day, Mocha. How about you? Goldie says, it was between you and Masha had 15 watching. Well, one of the 15 is me. I have Masha up and running. I usually keep her live stream up and running. That way I can dive in odd moments. And, she might mention someone needs watch hours, and I can write that down so I know I can go visit and give them watch hours, or that this person needs subscribers. So I'll go over there and make sure that I subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that sentiment, though. To me, that seems like an awesome Goldie thing to do. That um, who needs help the most, and that's where I'll be. It's a beautiful sentiment. And I had Kay Renee's garden up earlier to watch her burpees. 22 awesome burpees. And we have our friend Noble Scrolling Traveler up and running just in time as well, because in just a minute or so, I'll be saying goodbye for the afternoon live stream and um, doing my meditation, decompressing a bit, um, and then coming back. I'm really tempted to add in a mid-afternoon short walk just around my pond, because being spring, um, as Brian Lane mentioned, everything's coming alive. Everything's turning green. Everything is in motion. Everything is uh, beautifully scented. Flowers and trees. Um, every opportunity I get to get outside is just a blessing. Um, Destiny says, how are you, Goldie? Life can keep us busy, working on minimizing my time and staying more focused on my goals and mission. Hey, Destiny, what we need to talk more about your goals and mission, and what others, all of us here, can do to help you on your goals and mission. That is something that I don't believe we've given enough time to. And I absolutely love that it's going to gain that focus from you, because that's how the changes happen. When I'm asked a lot of growing my channel, it's one, because of focus. What you focus on expands. So if you want to, if growing your channel is the thing that you would like to do, you got to put some focus on your channel and helping other people. That's how it expands. As well, though, feeding the source of creativity. Are you meditating? Are you praying so that you stay open to what the universe offers you, to what God offers you? Closed mind is never going to receive that inspiration. Your channel soon goes very stagnant because it's not being fed. It's not being fed by inspiration itself. It's just as important. Creating content is on YouTube. It's the name of the game. But you got to take care of that stuff that allows you to be inspired, that makes the content. If you don't have that covered, everything's just on the surface. It never gets any depth. So for me, breathwork and meditation first thing in the morning, yoga, getting out in nature, that's part of the job. That's part of the YouTube experience. And YouTube is just the reflection of all the stuff that I do. I don't do it for YouTube. YouTube is just a great opportunity to be able to share all that other stuff. Well, Goldie says that she's at work and just grabbing lunch at 9 p.m. Wow. Man, that sounds like a really busy place that you work. just from the other day when you were talking about the amount of sandwiches and pizza. So, all right, that guys, let's call it afternoon session for the day. Appreciate everyone joining me. Um, this way, Goldie gets a chance to sit and enjoy her lunch, her 9 p.m. lunch. Um, I know some people are probably going to check out Noble, as they should. It's been, a day or so since he's been on, so he's got a lot to share. Um, and then, let's say the next time you have the opportunity to stop by, again, let's talk about your goals and mission and how it can all come together and everyone can help you. Destiny says, I am a wayfarer. I travel a lot to fulfill my mission in helping people become successful in their lives and to become the best version of themselves. I am not on YouTube for numbers. I'm here to win for souls. Well, in my case, you've helped me considerably in a lot of ways, in every way. For one, just your presence alone is a huge help. To know in my heart that there is someone, Destiny Forever Walks PhD, out there who, out of the infinite numbers of people to meet, and I was able to forge a connection and a relationship and a deep soul level friendship with you, as well as inspiring me on what I want to do with my YouTube channel. And I mention it all the time, to see Destiny on the treadmill of joy, expressing herself through that motion, through dance. It's almost like an invitation to set yourself free. Be part of that joy. You want your channel to be part of that joy. And the only way you can do that is to share in the abundance of life. To know and joy is the secret of life. It is the secret ingredient beneath everything. That when you see, it's the reason why we rejoice in seeing a flower blossom, because it's an offering to the universe. It's been fed by the universal forces of sunlight and rain and soil. And more importantly, all of that's been offered with that touch of love. And it springs forth. It's almost like the earth is smiling in flowers. It's smiling in the brightness of green in springtime. It's smiling in the heat of summer. It's smiling in the cold breeze of winter and the falling of autumn leaves. So we're immersed in joy. And then you see our friend Destiny expressing that, and I realize, well, there you go. That's my channel, expressing joy. To take what that freedom that Destiny offered. Because you know what, if you can dance so joyfully on a treadmill, fearlessly, then whatever you want to put on your YouTube channel is your thing. It's all there. It's all there for you to step into. Destiny says, I didn't want to be monetized, but if that was to happen, then it would be God's plan for me. I love helping people. Yeah, the plan for me to monetize came later. When financially things hit a bit of a bump, I had to help someone out who was having a hard time, had to help a family member out, which changed everything for me. Cut down on that comfort that I had, that I could sort of see what life was going to present, and it made me realize that, well, I need to do something um, to take things up a notch. And all I want to do is, as far as earning a living, is to earn it through creativity, if at all possible. Um, so that's when I started saying, okay, I need to shift my focus on doing that for my channel. Not shift the focus. I'm putting out the same stuff I would be anyway, but um, but now to do it with that in mind, that I want to um, definitely monetize. But I love the surrender that Destiny brings. That if it is God's will, that's what happens. Everything happens through surrender. Um, that's what Ramana Maharshi says when he talks about that there's no one doing it. It's just life. You've surrendered all to God. You're a vessel for God. God's working through you. It's a beautiful way to live your life. And sometimes we forget it. We get caught up in that. We get caught up in numbers. We get caught up in the busyness of life. Destiny says, I am for people 100% for helping them to achieve their goals, and I want them to. And they deserve to have whatever they want for their lives or their channels. I just want to help them. One of the big things for me, Destiny, is, again, you helped me bring that focus to what I wanted and how to go about doing it. Not just with that overall inspiration that you offered, but with a lot of facts, a lot of information. Inspiration is the fuel for everything, but sometimes you need that information to channel it all through. Inspiration without that channel, it's always present, it's always out there, but let's say you're always hearing beautiful words from the universe, poetry being expressed through you all the time, but unless it's channeled to actual words on a piece of paper, then or you offer it to someone else, or you recite it to someone else, then you're never really sharing that poetry. So that inspiration has to be channeled down to information that you can present to others. That's a big, big thing that you helped me with, Destiny. Much, much appreciated. And for all you do. And for the fact that I'm blessed with people like you and Goldie stopping by here who just want to help. That, Goldie had the opportunity to be in conversation and help two people that she knows and subscribed to, and one had less of an audience, and that's the direction that you went to. What a wonderful thing to do. So again, I don't take that blessing for granted at all. Much appreciated that both of you are here in my life, and that I have the support of Malcolm McCarty and all my good friends. Brian Lane, Noble, Eric Lapointe is not here, but I would definitely want to include him. It is what it is. Odom's Homestead. Absolutely amazing that I get a group of people like that who come here and listen to me ramble on for an hour or so. Again, I don't take that for granted at all. So, with that, guys, I'm going to shut things down for the afternoon. Definitely want to decompress, get in my meditation time, at least get outside, get that touch of sun, that breeze, the fractals, all of that. So, Destiny says, thanks for everything, Eric, and also listening to me pour out my heart. I have to go now. I'm getting ready to go too, my friend. Thank you, and take care. And Goldie says, thank you for a lovely live and chat. Thank you too, my friend. And if anyone is around later, I'll be on again about 5:10, thereabouts. Um, so I appreciate everyone being here now. So thanks, guys. Destiny says, blessings and love to everyone and you, Eric. And you as well, Destiny. Take care, guys.